The Golden Human Codex, the science of conscious evolution. Welcome, Golden Human, to episode 7, Identity as a Biological Program. Identity is not who you are, it is how your system has learned to operate. The Golden Human does not search for identity. They regulate, repeat, and refine until identity reorganizes itself. When biology stabilizes, identity becomes editable, serene, and precise. Identity is constructed through repeated neural firing, emotional reinforcement, and narrative rehearsal. What feels like self is the nervous system recognizing familiar patterns and calling them home. When regulation replaces survival reflex, identity softens, recalibrates, and upgrades. This is not self-improvement. It is exalted recalibration. Bliss is not fantasy here. It is a physiological signal of coherence replacing friction. People say emotions make you weak, but the heart speaks truth when the mind can't speak. Core teachings. Identity as repeated self-signaling. Identity forms through repetition. What you think, feel, and enact consistently becomes the signal your nervous system trusts. The body does not argue with repetition, it encodes it. Neurons wire around what is rehearsed, not what is desired. The Golden Human understands change the signal and the system follows. Listen to the pulse when the fear comes near. It is guidance, not a chain of fear. Habit formation at the neuro level. Habits are identity in motion. Each repeated action strengthens a neural pathway that says, "This is who I am." Regulated systems adopt new habits faster. Dysregulated systems cling to familiarity, even when it harms. Safety accelerates evolution. Coherence makes change feel deliciously possible. Narrative as biological instruction. The stories you repeat are not symbolic. They are instructions delivered to the nervous system. I am this way becomes posture. I've always been like this becomes chemistry. When narrative shifts without regulation, the body resists. When regulation leads, narrative updates naturally. This is why identity change feels like remembering, not forcing. Every wave that is rising points you high. Why the Golden Human feels like coming home. As coherence stabilizes, outdated identity structures dissolve. What remains is not a new personality, but a quieter, more numinous baseline. The system recognizes itself without strain. Effort decreases. Elation becomes sustainable. This is not transformation. This is return. Golden Human Frame. The Golden Human is identity made coherent. They no longer defend who they were. They no longer rehearse who they should be. Their biology updates first, and identity reorganizes as a downstream effect. This is why their presence feels grounded, Elysian, and precise. Not because life is effortless, but because identity no longer interferes with perception. Ritual, the identity recalibration pause. Pause during a familiar reaction. Bring attention to the body, not the story. Notice whether the response feels contracted or spacious. Regulate breath until sensation settles. Choose a response that feels neutral, open, and unforced. This retrains identity at the level where it is actually written. Today's affirmation: my identity is adaptive intelligence. I allow coherence to define who I am becoming. As you repeat this, relax the jaw and soften the shoulders. Wait for a sense of quiet certainty, then move only when effort dissolves into clarity.
Sadness opens up a hidden door. Joy says, step in, there is something more.
Identity loosens as regulation deepens. What remains is not confusion, but clarity. This is the sublime bliss of no longer performing yourself. If this episode brought felicity, recognition, or exalted insight, I invite you to like, comment, save, and share so others sensing identity shift may discover this paradise frequency. And in episode 8, the Golden Human Protocol, a new operating system for life, will integrate every system explored, revealing how regulated individuals quietly reorganize environments, relationships, and collective fields. Walk attentively. Walk coherently. Walk as a golden human whose identity no longer resists evolution, and let alignment, not effort, lead the way.